Psalm 99 exalts the majesty and holiness of God, emphasizing His sovereignty and righteousness. The psalmist begins by proclaiming the Lord's reign and exhorting the nations to tremble before Him. He declares that the Lord is exalted above all peoples and nations, enthroned between the cherubim, and that the earth should quake at His presence. This declaration sets the tone for the psalmist's exaltation of God's holiness and greatness. In the midst of this declaration, the psalmist reflects on God's justice and righteousness. He describes how God established justice and equity in Jacob, highlighting His faithfulness and commitment to righteousness. The psalmist recalls instances of God's intervention and judgment, emphasizing His sovereignty and the fear that His presence invokes. The psalmist then recalls the faithful leaders of Israel's past, such as Moses, Aaron, and Samuel, who called upon the Lord and received His answers. These leaders exemplified righteousness and obedience, faithfully serving God and receiving His guidance. The psalmist emphasizes the importance of obedience and reverence for God's commandments, acknowledging that God answered the prayers of His servants and forgave their sins. The psalm concludes with a call to worship and praise. The psalmist invites the congregation of Israel to exalt the Lord and worship at His holy mountain, acknowledging His holiness and greatness. He affirms the importance of revering the Lord and obeying His commandments, declaring that the Lord is holy and worthy of praise. Psalm 99 serves as a powerful reminder of God's sovereignty and righteousness, calling upon His people to tremble before Him and worship Him in holiness and reverence. Let's now read Psalms chapter 99. The Lord reigneth, let the people tremble, He sitteth between the cherubims, let the earth be moved. The Lord is great in Zion, and He is high above all the people. Let them praise Thy great and terrible name, for it is holy. The King's strength also loveth judgment, Thou dost establish equity, Thou executest judgment and righteousness in Jacob. Exalt ye the Lord our God, and worship at His footstool, for He is holy. Moses and Aaron among His priests, and Samuel among them that call upon His name, they called upon the Lord, and He answered them. He spake unto them in the cloudy pillar, they kept His testimonies, and the ordinance that He gave them. Thou answeredst them, O Lord our God, Thou wast a God that forgavest them, though Thou tookest vengeance of their inventions. Exalt the Lord our God, and worship at His holy hill, for the Lord our God is holy. This ends our reading of Psalms chapter 99.